Welcome to the No BS Podcast, an unfiltered look into the global hospitality and short-term rental industry with a focus on founder stories, current events, and culture.
I'm Mateo Bradford Vasquez.
And I'm John Stokinger.
And this is our podcast. We bring the right people to the table at the right time, giving you an inside take on the hospitality industry like no other podcast can.
We appreciate your support. So let's make this official. Make sure to like, follow, and leave a review for the No BS Pod on your favorite podcast listening platforms.
And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel as well. While you're there, please like, listen, and subscribe. And oh yeah, make sure to hit the notification button to stay up to date on all of the exciting things that No BS Productions has coming up.
Good morning, Mateo. How are you?
What's up, brother? I'm fantastic as usual. How are you, man?
I'm great. It is the end of the year. It is the holidays.
I love the holidays, man.
I do too. And the house is all decorated. We got the tree up early this year. It's been pretty awesome to actually enjoy it instead of running around like crazy trying to go ahead and get it all done last minute. We even have some lights on the outside of the house. We're all in. We're all in this year.
I don't do any of that. None of that. I love it and I can appreciate it. But yeah, that's the inside, the trees. But they're like Clark Griswold, man.
Oh, no, we don't go that far. A little bit here and there. Just for me, it's hey, it's done, checked off. Actually, the kids did it this year. The kids went out and they wanted to do it and they went and decorated it outside. I was like, whatever. That's cool. This is episode 116. This will actually be our 31st episode of the season. We're down this year from last year, but by design. It's been a crazy year. This is our episode recap, our 2023 in review.
Yep.
Let's start off with what did we see this year as far as themes? Like, what were the themes that we saw?
I think business is adjusting in a lot of markets. I think you're seeing people focus on new. There's a lot of desire to find new revenue streams, to find new channels, to differentiate in this new market. And we're seeing it. People are focusing on direct bookings. They're building out their websites, investing in marketing. They're really paying attention to their SEO and really being diligent about being able to reach the guests.
But why this year, right? These things you just said is focus on direct bookings. And these are all things that have been key themes for many years. What's different in 2023 compared to previous years?
It's essential to your business, right? To be around. These are the things that you have to focus on to survive in changing markets. Right. And our markets are changing and the traveling is changing and the data is showing. But I also think we've been talking for years and years, we're having more professional managers and operators, and regardless of the size of your business, people are looking at their business in a more professional way. So to focus on profitability, data does matter, right? And the tools that you use and how you operate your business determines your success in this space still, right? So I think that's been core to focus. And then listening to the guests, because at the end of the day, I always say this, man, the only thing that matters is how many heads of bed that come back, right? And so
return guests,
from a hospitality standpoint, are you giving them a experience that they want to repeat?
100%. Looking back at the 30 episodes we did with other people, and the key themes are exactly what you're talking about. It's based on data. It's based on trust. It's based on, is this profitable, right? So there's a huge focus on profitability. And with that, there's a huge focus on sustainability and doing this ethically, morally, and environmentally correct, right? But the thing that brings all these things together is the need to differentiate and to diversify, because there is so much inventory that is just stagnant, that's watering down everything else. So there's so much inventory and it's the sea of cookie cutter bullshit. And how do you make your inventory, your company, your brand stand out in this sea of nothingness? And nothingness is the wrong word, the sea of just beige, right? Though the beige inventory isn't moving the needles for it. Beige inventory is not making it profitable for you. And beige inventory is not getting the bookings. And these key features or these key themes that we're seeing, the PMCs that are focusing on profitability and are focusing on raw data and focusing on building trust with their guests and their homeowners
Yeah.
are the
Trust
ones that are
safety.
winning in 2023.
Yeah. Trust and safety is huge. Diligence to your inventory, right? Like, again, like it's a different look. You have to be, this is what I love about this time and space, because it's going to, you see the creativity that's coming out with it, right? They're changing. People are flipping to tree houses now, like the glamping, the RV. There's so much diversity budding through our space right now. Like we're seeing a lot of creativity that's tech enabled, that is focusing on making a better, glamorous, more enjoyable experience, right? Because to be honest, this shit's got to be Instagrammable, right? Hey, in
Right.
this day and age, right now, there's some markets where any inventory will fly, but those are far and few between. So it's like, what is your guest experience like? What opportunity, what are you offering them? Who's in your market? And how do you get those people into your market that you don't have already and keep them? So like when you're looking at that, you look at storytelling and building brand, right? The whole goal is to build something that becomes a repeat experience. You want people to keep coming back. It's
And
ROI, right?
how do you do this efficiently as well? Because we are leaner. And another theme that we're not talking about that came up over and over again, and to me, I'm getting it in my LinkedIn feed. It's like I'm getting beaten with a dead horse but is AI. We didn't really talk much
Maybe
about AI, but it continues to be, and it will always be, at least for the foreseeable future, a huge theme. And those that harness,
machine learning is in everything. It's touching every aspect of the business, right?
yeah, it's touching everything, and it's imperative to understand how to use it to the best of your ability without taking away from the creativity and what makes you actually like a human. There's a fine line between relying solely on AI as your voice compared to actually using AI as a tool to
Yeah.
better your voice. Big difference there. And a huge year for us. Some big things changed. We took 2 months off, June 1 to August. We just said, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to go ahead and record anything. And those that didn't really know at that time, we hit a hard reset. Basically, we decided to take No BS in a different direction. We rebranded to the No BS podcast.co as opposed to the No BS short term rental podcast. We're doing everything on our own, using some AI tools to help us do this, but really upped our tech and focused on just a little deeper, a little more focused podcast. And we're excited about where our last 20 plus episodes went this year. More of the same to continue in 2024 with a bunch of little surprises we got coming on too. Hey, man, we can't forget our huge project, Derailed. If you haven't listened to Derailed, this is a huge endeavor, months in the making. There's multiple podcasts talking about it, but Derailed, a fictional murder mystery that takes place in the short-term rental world, went live this year in 2023, and it was a huge success. Like,
Huge thank you. Yeah. To all our sponsors, Dennis Casiola, everyone that sponsored that and made that possible. Talking about creativity, right? We're talking about new and exciting things. That was fun. And I think that was definitely good for the industry to see how to mix it up. There's so much potential for so many new and exciting things. And while we're seeing a lot of new and exciting things, this is just the tip of the iceberg, man. This is the ability to mix it up and not do the same stale thing again and again. There's just so much opportunity out here. I'm excited.
shout out to Neely
Shout out
for
to Neely,
just being our creative lead, writing an amazing mystery. And shout out to every one of our voice actors that volunteered their time on the weekly, lots of them, to put out a quality product that touches like all our brands in the industry and touches it wasn't about, if you haven't listened to it, you have to listen to it. It was very well produced. Shout out to Mike for producing it and doing what he did. It's however many, 12 episodes, 13 episodes. It's a great listen. It takes you on this wild adventure. You get to hear myself as a lead. You can hear Mateo as one of the lead characters. Shout out to Jason Gann. Shout out to so many of you.
Everyone. It was a family affair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you to everyone that participated. We will definitely continue down that road at some point again. That was
Yeah,
fun.
I'd say at some point we're putting a little pin in it right now, but it's holding up. I actually listened to it about a month ago. I listened to it again. And it had been a while since I listened to it, and you know, as a project that you do, you're a little critical of it, but at the same time, you know what? I'm really proud of what we built there, and shout out to everybody
Kudos to the
that
team. Yeah, no, I was gonna say kudos to the team and everyone that was involved. Will, Pat, everyone. Thank you. That was fun.
is super fun. And damn, man, we learned a lot. Like of all the lessons of this year personally, as far as am I putting out more energy than I can go? It wasn't easy.
No,
This was far from an easy task. And I'm going to go back one more time. They shout out to Neely. This was taxing in so many ways, but the end result is beautiful.
we learned a lot.
Learned a lot, dude. 2 huge episodes dropped this year. I definitely wanted shout out for both of these episodes. Before that, we hit 100 episodes.
Yeah.
That was huge for us, right?
That
It was
was fun.
we hit the century mark of episodes. And so shout out to Matt Landau for jumping on that with us back in April. Big, exciting episode for us. And shit, dude, we did it. Who would have thought?
It's been too much fun. That's what I'm looking forward to too. We're looking forward to next year, looking forward to 2024. Continuing these conversations. There's a lot of good energy coming out of this industry right now. A lot of good things happening. Yeah. I'm looking forward to continuing these conversations.
We vow to keep pushing the envelope with who we're having on as a guest. It's not going to be the expected. It's going to be if it's going to be the expected, it's going to be the guest that you didn't think we could get. Just saying, we're keeping on. 100 episode with Matt Landau that wanted to go ahead and bring attention to this. A huge episode we did this year. Ruffled some feathers. A great episode. The man behind one of the biggest movements in SDR. It crushed early records for us, and then we crushed that as well in a few months later. But Bill Faith. Great episode with Bill. Shout out to Bill. I'm glad he could come on and share his wisdom and his background with us. And if you haven't listened to that episode, make sure you go and listen to it. It's an interesting listen. And if you haven't listened, I encourage you to do so. And our biggest episode to date ever is bringing vacations home with the CEO of Vacasa, Rob Graber.
Rob. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to the whole Vacasa team for making that happen. And shout out to our interviewers. We did that format a little bit different. We had a bunch of our colleagues jump in and ask Rob questions directly, and it crushed. It was a great episode. And every week it shows up as a highly downloaded episode. So it continues to do very well for us.
I think everyone that contributed to that was fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking at the future, other than we're bringing some new things, what are you most excited about for 2024?
Oh man, there's just so much coming on. I'm excited to the future conversations that we're going to have, the people that we're going to be talking to. I'm excited about our projects that we're going to have coming up, our partnerships that we're going to have coming up. We're here. I'm excited for what this industry is going to do this year. There's so many people doing so many amazing things. Their success lifts us all. That's what I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see this year's a bit of a question mark for a lot of people, right? A lot of crazy things going on, election year. So we'll see what the industry does. We'll see what these numbers do. We'll see how these guests are feeling. And it's going to be beautiful to see us rise to the challenge and to continue to cement our place in this hospitality family. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Me too, man. We have some fantastic partnerships that I want to bring attention to as well. I'm really excited about some of these brands that are getting behind the No BS brand. Right now, obviously, our HostGPO, fantastic partnership with them. We have a brand new partnership that comes out in January. We're really excited about. It's an upcoming episode. So there's a lot of great things. For me, the best thing about the podcast in general is the friendships and the relationships that are built that I would never have expected that would come out of this the way they has. The main reason we started doing this years ago now, holy shit, years ago, was to build these relationships, to talk about the industry in a way that at that time no one was really talking about. I still don't think anyone's doing exactly the way we are. So I love that. But I'm looking at one of my favorite people in the industry, Adrian Johnson, made great friendships with himself and his family. And when we're in their neck of the woods, we always get together. And they were on our podcast this year, and it was a great episode. They were actually our first podcast in our new format. And thinking about these relationships, these are the relationships that are built. There's just really good people, and everyone we interview are just great people. And it's real. It's not a show, right? That's what I love about our industry.
When we were interviewing, it was in the middle of Maui, right? Like when Maui was happening, they real people.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
But and it goes into the theme of environmental impacts of travel, right?
Right.
And there's kind of mystery on why that's a huge, big deal, right?
Last thing, you just mentioned environmental, and I know we got to wrap this up. This is a quick recap episode, but
some trees, man.
We're going to plant some trees. We're going to go ahead and clean the ocean, and we're going to scrub some coral.
Yeah, we're definitely doing that.
It's pretty stinking cool what we're doing with the eco-positive changes we're doing. Shout out to Matt and the whole team at the Global Investment Group. Every 100 episodes that are downloaded, we are contributing.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're matching our contribution as well. That's the partnership we built out there. So shout out to Global Investment Group.
For that, we do want that. Yeah, we definitely want that support. We're going to be planting some trees.
So
it's going to be a great thing. So, yeah.
Well, next year.
Yeah, brother.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Holidays, everyone. Love, peace, New Year.